Hello and welcome to a Bird Camp Wonderland radio show. Tis I, your part-time glorious co-host leader. Tonight we have one of our usual radio people with us. It's Josh. Say hello, Josh.
Say hello, Josh.
Lovely jubbly. And we also have, making his debut, a very special guest. Hello, very special guest, taking the place of Chris.
You couldn't sound any more fucking uninterested if you tried. You were supposed to big that up, and yeah, it's your fearless leader hanging out inside a Coke box. As explained, it would have been a 30-count one because my head's not massive, but it was a squeeze.
Those big ears of yours. Yeah, I forgot to breathe then.
Oh yeah, it's my poor hairline. That's what that is.
Do that in the back when the camera's running. So. Gimli, you're making your radio show debut after 156 shows. Nice of you to fucking turn up.
You caught me in a good mood this morning, actually. I'm surprised.
Oh, dear.
I really am.
What's put you in a good mood? Fuck me, it weren't the game.
I don't know. It's just all right. It's been an all right day. I'm taking me tablets. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Are they youth fights? Or Smarties?
Yeah. A bit stronger than that.
Let's go and have a look in the chat room and see what people are saying. They've put where is it? Kia, how do you say that? Kiarab says, "Oh, it's the Arsenal governor." The goal of the pawn. Norma has put lol. Safe has put yes. JH says, all right, lads, yes. M. Sheffic1 says, Wenger out. The Walrus and the Hedgehog, Marble, will have to knock out the Athletic Roma or Dortmund. Oh, dear. We've got Joe V82, Neil, JH, Safi. Who else is in there? Simon, Neil. It's not our Neil, is it? No. Marble Horse TV as usual. Carlito. Who else have we got in there? Mehdi, Jeffrey, Pablo. Is that Pablo Aymar? Oh, what a player you were, sir.
Dr. Pablo Aymar.
James is here. Everyone can call him CO, and he's still angry that he can't get a shirt with CO written on the back of it, even though that's what Kolasinac likes to be called. Simon is there, and well, that's it, I think. Yeah, Daniel Cronin is there. He's usually there, and 23. That's what I'm going to call him. I'm going to use the entire username. Scroll back down to the bottom and see who else is in there. The McManus. Oh, I know some McManus.
Michelle's brother.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Seymour. She's married to a McManus. Kev. Neil. Stan. Stan the man, 450 people. He nearly made it tonight, but I sent him and Femster a message last night saying, can either of you make it? Femster's busy. Stan said yes. I forgot to check my messages and I asked Gimli. So, but Stan, we will get you on sometime.
Add him in.
Huh?
Add him in.
No, we can't. No, the limit is 3 and it's a 1-hour show. Hey, gents, good to see you. That black guy, can't say that because we'll have London Underground's finest on our backs because he's very. Oh, who's that? Loki. Hello, chaps. Right. Get on with the game, as they said. We're going to do this in an hour or exactly an hour. I'm not going to go full bloody Davis here because fuck me. Like trying to do a podcast at the weekend, Gimli, with Chris and Davis. Jeez, they didn't shut up, did they?
No, I got cut off and then they kept waffling for like another 10 minutes and I'm just sat there going, they will invite me in a minute. Yeah, they will invite me. But as host, it is kind of important.
Don't give it away.
Yeah. But
yeah, Gimli got cut off, and Jason said, "I've put, come on, Gimli's been cut off. You need to shut up." We start off with Gimli because of the dodgy internet, and then Davis went on for 10 minutes, and then Chris made a counterpoint for 5 minutes. Then Jason made another counterpoint. I went, "No, fuck this, stop!" I spoke over him, said, "We're going to Gimli back in." Like 2 old women at a laundrette. Right then, gents, we'll start off with Josh, so Gimli, so you can see how this goes through. So, Josh, thoughts on the lineup and a quick summary of the game before we move on to the individual timestamps.
Yeah, I think the lineup was certainly pretty interesting. I wasn't really expecting to see Matthew Debuchy before the press conferences. But to be honest, we haven't got a lot of defenders at the moment, so every man counts at the moment. So good to see him come in, and I think it was the same kind of Europa League squad that you've expected to see. Other than El Nene playing in the central of defence that we saw him play. Against, was it Melbourne Victory you played over pre-season?
Yeah, that's a stunning endorsement. You played against Melbourne Victory, so let's play him there in the Europa League.
Yeah, well, as I say, we didn't have anyone else that could really play there. So if you want to keep Monreal and Per and Koscielny fit for Everton, you've got to really, bring other players in. And then he was probably the last, player scraping the bottom of the barrel, as is Debuchy.
Yeah. Gimli, what was your thoughts on the lineup and a quick summary of the game?
I was surprised he didn't take it serious, more serious, to be honest. I thought to go to a hostile place like Red Star, that it was very brave to put out youngsters, because that could have gone very wrong very quickly. And let's not forget, it nearly did. So, thoughts on the game? I thought Jack was superb. I don't think Maitland-Niles was very good. Who else? I don't think Willock is good enough either. Nelson was superb on his night. Again, he really stepped up, and I think we can be positive about him. But I thought it was just... It's like he picked the team out of a Scrabble bag, and anything but a loss would have been a bonus, looking at that. And so to go away with 3 points, I'm happy, and I'll never moan when we win. Yeah. Never. But I thought he was sailing very, very close to the wind, because we could very easily be sitting here talking about Arsenal losing or inevitably a draw.
That's very good. I agree with you there. But some of the younger players have got to get some game time, and I think this is going to be hopefully the start of a revolution or an evolution of young players coming through. Well, the next note I've put is, anybody know why Petr Cech started? Because was Spina injured, or?
Yeah, Spina was injured.
Oh, gee, there was I for a second thinking that Wenger went, well, as we've got a weakened defence, what we'll do, we'll play our first choice goalkeeper. No, that would have been too logical and asking too much. Oh, that moved out.
Hasn't Ospina got something in his contract that he's going to play all cup games?
Yeah.
I think that was the agreement that they gave.
The way. Yeah. Got here. What did you think of the back three of Debuchy, Elneny and Holding, Gimli? Has it got a few...
Debuchy? No, of course it hasn't. Jesus, no. Like I said, this was... The only way I can look at it is that it was a team selection to rest the first team. Now, Nene for me should be no, just as a centre back, no. I've already read in our chat box tonight, and you could see it. Petr Cech was just shouting at him, like just when he wouldn't. For instance, when it was a goal kick and he was walking out, it's like fucking run, Jesus. I know it's Red Star Belgrade. I think we can be. Like I said on the podcast on Monday, I think we rock up to teams and we just expect to win, and there's a certain amount of arrogance behind our performances. And I think we did underestimate them tonight. They haven't got a bad record, have they? Isn't it something like 32 wins or 30 wins from 32 games? I mean, I know you could call it Mickey Mouse football, but
12 home games, top of the league, not lost any, and 9 clean sheets. Josh, any thoughts on that?
Well, it's not against Arsenal, so that's really what I thought about it.
They've got many teams the equivalent of Arsenal in there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think with the performance we put in, the fact that we kept a clean sheet was decent. I don't think we had our best game, not by any stretch of the imagination, and we still managed to put a wonderful goal past them. So, I'm not too worried when they come to the Emirates. I'm sure we can get a better scoreline than we did, but fundamentally, at this point, it's getting points on the board, getting out of the group, and moving forward.
Gimli, have you put any writing in the live chat box yet? Because I don't know if you're a moderator in there. You could have the power of Davis and ban people. Just ban people at random.
Oh, I like to ban people. Let me go and have a look.
You write something in there, then I'll go and check, make sure that you're a moderator.
Oh, it says I've got to sign in. I can't remember what my details are.
Oh, fucking never mind. Well, you shouldn't have to sign. No, never mind. Right. The next bit I wanted to do was, first of all, I look forward to Red Star Belgrade in their local derby against Red Star Parcels. That is going to be one hell of a ding dong, and I think Sky Sports are going to get the rights to that.
Got the fucking rights to everything else.
I've put here Debuchy making his second start in 2 years. He's making Diaby and Rosicky look like dirty stop-outs. Cock's 150th game. Can that be right? Is that a fact?
Yeah, they said that a couple of times on commentary.
Fucking hell. It's 150 mini heart attacks for Jason. Jesus, no wonder he's such a stressed human being. And I've made a little note here. Wenger again. It's like Wenger's playing a game, like like you get Roller Coaster Manager and Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon, and Shipping Tycoon. It's like he's playing centre back tycoon, and he's trying to make his own centre backs. Because yet again, we've played 3 of them, and only one of them was a proper centre back. So maybe he thinks centre backs are worth more money in the transfer market, and he's going to flog the rest of them. That's absolutely nonsense. Well, as usual, I spent the first 10 minutes of the game trying to figure out who's playing where because I'm on my phone. I've got my mate's BT Sport app because I refuse to fucking pay for it. And I'm Chromecasting that to my telly. And SD in 55-inch, I might as well been wearing gauze on my eyes. Couldn't fucking tell who was who. So it took me about 10, 15 minutes to figure out who was who. So that's that bit for... Gimli, you're a man who knows he's good with his elbows. Cock elbowed their Donald, the Donald as we refer to him from now on. And like Steve was saying, that he was running around like a toilet roll dispenser with loads of toilet roll hanging out of his mush. What do you think to that?
I'm very much a meh when it comes to Cock. I don't think he's Arsenal standard. I don't really know what it comes to say when it comes to Cock. Like, I thought thinking about Jason, I thought he had a wonderful game. In fact, I think that he should play next game. Should do. Yeah. He should walk. No, seriously, he should walk it. Yeah. What a wonderful performance. You say, oh yeah, oh Matic is superb. I say to you, Francis Coquelin is better.
Josh, any ideas or thoughts on the man who now has a face like Rocky? And I don't mean Balboa. I mean from the Cher film with his massive deformed eye that he's going to have. Gimli, didn't you have a fish that had cock eye? Where he had an eye, his eye just got huge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dear. Had you elbowed the fish to get him like that?
No, I believe it's a fish disease called Popeye. So
from now on, Coquelin will be known as Popeye. Josh, thoughts on that lovely bit of violence by the Cock, and do you agree with Gimli that he should start every game from now until the end of time? Which, if you go by Trump and North Korea, could be Wednesday next week.
I don't think I actually saw that incident, to be honest.
I just remember Steve talking.
No, I just saw a guy with a tissue in his mouth, thinking, "What's happened here?" But
I thought it was a gun shield at first.
Well, I just didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I thought he just licked the halfway line or something and got a white tongue. But
isn't that what Robbie Fowler got a ban for doing?
He sniffed it. Yeah, he sniffed it because everyone said he was doing coke. So he said, "I'm not doing coke," and then proceeded to. Anyway, we won't talk about other strikers like that. We've got one with dodgy eyes that will probably come up at some point.
Oh, right, well, I've got you, Josh. I reserve the right to call you Ross at any point during the show, as always.
Not on this week.
The 8th minute, good attack from Red Star Belgrade, and got a corner, and it came to nothing. Were you worried about the number of corners that we were conceding? But luckily,
well, I think we only had one that resulted in a bit of a, it was a bit dodgy. The other ones, I wasn't too worried because I think we were dealing with them fairly well. I think the one they highlighted at half time is Martin Keown having a go at zonal marking. But yeah, otherwise I wasn't that fussed with the number of corners going in. I was more annoyed how little we were making of the corners we had. I was getting so frustrated with Jack Wilshere not being able to play a decent ball in.
Stop that right now.
I'm just mentioning it. That's the only bad thing he did all game. He just couldn't play a corner.
Flipping that on its head, Gimli. Corner count, 5 to them, 6 to us. Josh was just saying that he was a bit saddened by our constant shit corners. What was your thought on the number of corners we had and what little we did from them?
I would presume that in training they got schooled on corners and set pieces and whatnot. Like I said, it was because it was such a mishmash team. I don't think there was any kind of order there. I don't think there was any kind of game plan other than go for the win. They didn't look schooled in any way, shape or form. Even marking our own corners, we looked at 6s and 7s, didn't we? I think it's very hard to judge from this game because obviously this game is the one where he's going to send out all the youngsters and the players that only get substitute appearances from the first team. I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad with a win. It was a difficult place to go. We saw some youngsters. We saw a fantastic goal from Olivier Giroud. There's no reason to moan, is there?
Well, when you consider, I'm just looking at the lineup here. Nenny isn't it says Nenny, it's not, it's El Nenny. Fucking who scored, sort your life out. They keep having him down as N-E-N-Y. That's not his name. Nenny isn't a centre-back. Debuchy isn't a centre-back. Nelson isn't a right wing-back. Maitland-Niles isn't a left wing-back. Jack Wilshere shouldn't be playing in the 10 position. And according to Jason, Coquelin shouldn't be playing football for a living. Well, the next thing I've got written down is my phone keeps going into standby and going to the bottom of the.
Did you know what it was like? It was like on FIFA, right?
Yes.
You know the squad building challenges on FIFA?
Well, we can talk FIFA because all three of us play it.
Yeah, well, if you could do the squad building challenges on FIFA and you think, oh, fuck me, I've got to get a team of gold players.
Yeah.
So you pick like fucking 11 you don't like to make a team. And then it's like sometimes you get a midfielder playing at left back, you get the odd centre back as a striker, goalkeeper in midfield, just players that you don't want. So you think, I'll fuck them off and try and get something. But I think what he's done is he's got the whole list of Arsenal players, and he's gone, no, just fill that formation. Oh, yeah, we'll play him there. That sounds good. Oh, no, actually, I don't like him. So what we'll do is we'll take him and we'll put him at left back. Because that seems like a good idea. It's got to be. That's the only way, isn't it?
Wenger's gone full FIFA.
Yeah, he has. He's gone full FIFA. He's just discovered it.
What are you on PlayStation?
And who said he
3?
wouldn't live in the future?
Are you on PS3 or 4?
I'm on 4. To play that poverty on 3.
I'm not saying all I do is play FUT, but my team value is £40 million. People, if you want to add me on Xbox Live, I don't really want to play against you at FIFA, as Josh has found out to his expense. They don't even bother messaging me now when they're playing games. But it's and then a space, and then GFP, and then at the moment there's only 11 people I know that are playing on the 360 that play FUT. And I'm beating all of them on my best squad is 182. My team is 40 million. I'm second in the transfer. I've made about 300 grand from transfers. Are you on my list, Josh? I can never remember. Do you want to tell people what your username is?
I am the Ginger Prince 23, but I don't have FIFA 18 yet.
Oh, that's why you're not on my list. I wondered why I didn't.
I also don't play Ultimate Team.
What?
No, sorry.
Get out.
I play pro clubs. And that's
What's wrong with you?
Maybe career. Ultimate Team? No, I can't be bothered. I end up with bloody Spurs players, and then they end up playing well. And I just
who's your best player, Danny, in your team? Seeing as tonight's game was so fucking forgettable, we might as well just sit here and talk FIFA for an hour.
I bet it's Harry Kane, isn't it? And you love playing him.
One other thing that we do, people, have you noticed that when you watch other people's YouTube channels, when they're live, they have a little their own logo, and whoever's bottom right on there, which is me on our YouTube, you can't see their face. That's why we don't have one. We like to see everybody in their full glory. I have about 340 players at the moment because I do the bronze pack thing and make a fortune out of it. I'd say my best player is probably the Atletico Madrid striker. Is it Gamero?
Yeah.
Oh, he is fucking brilliant.
Do you do that thing that I showed you the other day where you pick like a team of all Brazilians and then you go in and you buy a bronze pack?
Yeah.
And then you go and open your team from squad building challenges. And then, like last time, I packed Costa. I mean, obviously he's dirty, but it's all right to get goals.
Joe V82, if you go and look on Twitter for @ABW Pro Clubs, then you'll find Stefan, who runs it for us, and Josh and Shredder and Dan and Akib and probably others. They all do it, and they've recently won Division 1 on FIFA 17. They're all pretty good, and they did a 24-hour charity thing as well, and we raised about 700 quid, didn't we, Josh?
Yeah.
I played 7 games and fucked off because I'm shit.
Yeah, you were pretty shit. I don't think you touched it for one of the games.
I played 7 games.
It was like 2 in the morning or something ridiculous, and you'd been up for like half an hour.
I played 7 games and my stats were touch the ball 6 times in 7 games.
And you were still better than Shredder.
And if I'd have taken that penalty, I would have fucking scored it. That's all you need to know. To all Trailer Park Boys fans, never heard of him. Jim Leahy has died. Well, Loki has put that on. I don't know who the Trailer Park Boys are. Gimli will know.
It's a Netflix series.
Is it?
Yeah, it features Canadians.
Oh.
What's it about?
I don't know.
It's about people that live on a trailer park, and there's lots of weed in it. So I'm surprised, Gim, you don't know about it.
He's probably been invited on.
Probably.
I
think one of them beats women, though. So probably not the greatest thing to watch.
No,
DT does it.
Yeah, but from what we found out, he showers with Troy Deeney.
Oh, that is something we'd love to hear. Right, 14 minutes. Jack Wilshere, free kick, a scramble, and then Theo shot at the keeper. Gimli, first half, Theo Walcott. That was probably the only thing he did in the first half.
It was the only thing that happened in the first half.
Milk this then, because.
Well, let's be honest. He should have scored it. The Theo Walcott, this game was a fucking joke. Let's be honest, right? For times, it was amazing to know that he was even playing. The amount of dead ends he ran into, the amount of poor passes he made, the amount of times he lost the ball. I have to wonder how he is still at our football club. I really do.
So would you say that he's used this game to play his way back into the Premier League first team 11?
No, I think he's used this game to fuck off. I don't like.
To be fair, he's got Christmas off now after that performance.
To be honest, I named my dog after Theo, and I can't wait till he fucking goes. Not the dog, Theo.
How often do you kick the dog?
Oh, no, I'd never kick the dog because that's cruel. But
How often during the game do you go, fucking Theo, you can? And then the dog runs and hides.
He does, actually. Yeah, that is something that happens. That is something that happens. And yeah, someone's put 140 grand a week.
Squires.
How can you get 140 grand a week for being such a lazy bastard?
I don't know. Ask Jesse Lingard because he's on the same.
I don't like. How can he not be from Scandinavia with a name like Lingard? There's something dodgy going on there.
Yeah.
What's that noise I can hear?
It's not me.
Yeah, Squires. I'm friends with someone, the whole Squires family from Huntingdon. There's Rob and his mum and dad and his sister and his brother Matt and his uncles. Yeah, so if you know them, Rob's a Chelsea fan. I've taken him to Highbury a few times in his days. Looks like Abu Dhabi have their reserves for the Europa League on the radio show as well. Neil, genius. Yeah, it's so true. Chris was meant to be here, but there was a disaster at sea, and so he's jumped in his boat and he's gone out to save all the rum that he can because it's a pirate's life for him. Josh, what did you think on Theo?
I think Theo had a poor game. I like Theo Walcott.
You're the one. You and Wenger, and that's it.
Yeah, possibly. I thought, he didn't have a great game overall. I don't think a lot of our players had very average games in general. But yeah, he's certainly not getting in the first team if he keeps putting performances in like that. If he'd done something a bit like he'd done against Bate, then I think we'd be slightly more happy and enthused about his performance. But on tonight he wasn't great.
When you're watching TV and supermodels and film stars are constantly playing with their nostrils like that when they've been on coke. I haven't been on coke, people. Look, it's my moustache. I have to keep doing this to it because it tickles the underneath of my nose. So nobody think, oh no, I went to the dentist yesterday and I'm arranging my bridge. There you go. So I will know. I will be able to call Gimli a fucking fish-faced fishy fucker again without sounding like I have a speech impediment. Right.
Do you have a moustache comb?
I have this beauty here, which cost me £7 from Amazon.
We both do, Danny. Huh? I've got one as well.
Oh, hold on. I'll put the camera on you, Josh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, sorry.
Have you had someone's eye out with that yet?
No, not yet.
Is that for your tiny little beard or is it for your leg hair?
Pubes, mostly.
Pubes?
Oh, pubes.
Gimli doesn't have pubes, so there's my one. Mine's bigger than yours. Nice.
It's not about size, it's about how
he's got like a little pocket comb there. He's going to shank someone.
Yeah, so I was doing this. Yes, it's good because at Christmas, you saw the pictures at Christmas. Sian likes to get the baubles that are beard baubles, and she puts them in my beard. So she'll be back on the 8th of December. Hopefully not before. If anybody here or listening to this is at Nottingham Trent, let me know, and I shall tell you where Sian is, and you can go and shout. Oh, she admitted that she's an Arsenal fan. They were all pissed up in a fish and chip shop in Nottingham the other day. And one of her northern friends is a Spurs fan, and she told him that she's an Arsenal fan because all the boys like football and it makes her look cool when she can say she's seen Arsenal play at 4 different stadiums. That's more than some of you lot listening now.
Do they still have that club with the rotating dance floor in Nottingham?
She's probably too drunk to notice. She got drunk 8 days in a row during Freshers Week. That's more times than I've been drunk in the 21st century. Okay, right. 19th minute. Another free kick for Jack after he was stood on, which is good because it means he's taking abuse and carrying on. Lofted it deep into the box, scrambled and nothing. And then I've put Debuchy having a good time on the right flank. Remember, this is only after 20 minutes. Very busy getting forward. So, Josh, what was your thoughts on Debuchy playing at on the right side? Do you think he can do the job of possible being a right wing back? Because I know tonight he's playing centre back, but he did make a few forays down the right, didn't he? Because people have been saying we need someone.
He did, but he wasn't doing it often enough.
Centre back, you don't really want him to, though, do we?
Well, we see Monreal flying up when he does, and he's got someone like who's he have on the right side? It wasn't Maitland-Niles, it was the other one. It was Nelson, wasn't it? Either way, he's quick enough to cover for Debuchy.
I get those two mixed up. Both young, and in SD, they look the same from a distance.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. That trying to work it out, and they were interchanging at points as well. But overall, I think if he'd pushed up a couple of more opportunities, it would have allowed us to have broken a bit quicker. Maybe catch Belgrade off guard, because I think it was just a bit too slow when he got the ball. Wasn't really bringing it forward. Was just playing it down the wing to, mainly Theo, who we've already said didn't have a great game, so didn't really help himself there.
Right, here we go, Gimli. 23rd minute, Red Star Belgrade break down the left-hand side. Remember, we were shooting left in the first half. Reece Nelson made a superb. I've put sprung here. I don't know what I meant to. Maybe a sprint. Caught their player and cleared. That was really good. I thought that was really good reading of a situation because he was about here. The ball was coming that way, and he had to catch the bloke up, then cut across the front of him. He got the ball and cleared it out. And I thought, for someone of his age to realise that and do that when there was no one there to cover other than him and got it out, I thought that was really, really impressive of a young man making only about his 4th or 5th game for the club.
I think he shows a lot of footballing maturity, doesn't he, Reece Nelson? We've seen it when he's played for the youngsters. He scored some great goals and been involved in some great goals as well. And I'm glad to see that filtering through into the first team. Out of all of them tonight, like I said, I thought Maitland-Niles was disappointing. I don't think he has a future at the club. I thought Willock was disappointing as well.
Willock's only 17 now. I've got socks older than him.
No, that's true. And was it the Maguane, or whatever his name is? He was very lucky to not have a penalty given against him at the end. I understand that this is a competition where you go away to Mickey Mouse clubs like them, but I do think that he should be taking it more seriously. But when you look at the team sheet, I'm starting to feel at ease with Reece Nelson being on the team sheet. He's not one that I'd complain about being picked. Every time I've seen him play so far, whether it be for the youngsters or the first team, I think he's put in perfectly credible performances. He's played well, and his all-round game is superb. He reads the game very well as well. His passing is very good, and as we all know, he can score a goal. So I'd like to see him at least on the bench for the first team. I think he deserves that with the performances that he's put in the Europa League. And he's not one that I worry about, like I said, in terms of being on the team sheet. He comes in, he does a job, and he doesn't worry me at all.
But I'm sure that I know at such a young age you can change your position many times. Like Ashley Cole was a forward when he started, and I can't think of any others at the moment. Anyway, so I think Reece Nelson is a right midfielder. So playing in our current formation for the first team, would you want him to go in the Sanchez Ozil slot on the right side, or would you have him in the right wing back on the right side? Right wing back on the right side. Fucking hell. As right wing back, if he did come on as a sub, which one would you like to see him try?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I would like to see, what were the choices again? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading in the chat box.
Yeah, I've got some stuff in the chat box to read out. I said, if he does get a chance in the first team, do you want to see him playing right, because he's a right midfielder, right wing back, or playing in like the Ozil Sanchez hole where he can express himself more?
I think one thing you'll always get is a lot more heart from him than you're getting from Alexis Sanchez. I think he can do a job in that role. Like I say, if you've got players like him, you've got a quality finisher on the end of it in Lacazette if he actually gets game time. You know, we have to remember that these players work as a team. So he's not out there for himself. He's got a decent team around him when we're at full strength. Not that he play at full strength, but you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, in that team with first team players around him, I think he can excel.
Okay.
Am I imagining that? Did he not play in that kind of Alexis role with Ozil and Lacazette already this season? Came on from the bench. I can't think who against, but I'm sure he's played in that position already for us.
He may well have done. Yeah.
I'm sure the chat box will let me know.
I don't think the under 18s or the under 23s play the same formation to the same extent that the first team do. I think they're still playing with wingers. Anyway, Rachel K says, yes, Walcott is a disappointment. I agree. Who else is there? Lamb says, check man of the match. Rudy Rastos says, Theo Walcott was born offside. I don't know. Noma has put, or Norma. She's Noma on Twitter, Norma on here. I always get those two mixed up. She put, what did she put? Oh, this is going as well as the game did. Squires has put FIFA talk and watching two dudes show off their beard combs. Good stuff tonight. West London Goon says, sounds like ABW are trying for an Amazon slot. Yeah, I think he means a comb situation. We get John on here as well, and get Shredder. And I think OG has got a beard at the moment. Chris has one, but it's a dodgy one.
We've got Ellis as well.
To go with his pitiful haircut.
Yeah, Ellis has got a beard as well. In fact, quite a lot of us are quite beardy. I'd like to see Raj with a beard. I mean, very few of us know what Raj looks like, and I bet I do. I bet he'd look good with a beard. Someone's put something about Wilshere. Loki has put Wilshere, man of the match, a man who can pass. There is a shitstorm coming, a shittercane TPB. 2P, I don't know what that means. You're talking about a bar there. There, Joe V82 but hope to see a bit more from Debuchy from now on. That would be nice. Nina, didn't realise Danny was hosting, or I would have shown up earlier and not drunk. That's good when we get our female listeners showing up drunk. Lovely. Joey's put he's unlucky and he looks promising. And then Josh is giving out some tips on stuff that's not working properly. Right, where am I up to? 27 minutes. 25 minutes. Czech punched a corner out, then it came back in again, then he made another good clearance, then it came back in another corner with Czech had it covered for another corner. Wow, I don't think we need to say anything on that. Czech was really, really good tonight, kept us in the game. 27 minutes, great instant run and turnaround pass from Jack with a 30-yard through ball to Giroud. Gimli, the interaction of Wilshere playing in the 9, kind of number 10 who drifted wide left. Did you think it was looking good? Do you think he'll be back for the first team? Or do you think, because a lot of people have gone, no, it's only Europa League, he's still shit.
I thought give credit to Jack Wilshere. I thought he was superb tonight. His passing was good. Like I tweeted on Twitter, all the good team play or all the good team goals that we've scored, Jack Wilshere has been involved in them.
Norwich.
Like I'll speak down with the kids here, but they call it Wenger ball, don't they? I'm renaming it Wilshere ball because he is at the heart of everything we do that is good. I can't see how he shouldn't be too far away from the first team now. If it was a matter of match fitness, then he's played tonight. He's looked good. He didn't look like he was hanging out of his arse at any point within the game. What he gives you is someone that cares about the badge that's on the shirt, someone that's got some heart, someone that when it's a battle, they're going to fucking battle. That's what you get from Jack Wilshere. And I fail to see that from a lot of the first team. You know, we see it in patches from Kolasinac. Jack is a bit of a hothead, but again, can disappear in games. The one thing that you can say about Jack Wilshere when he's wearing an Arsenal shirt is you always know he is on the pitch. Unlike Walcott or Giroud, who can be completely anonymous. And right, Giroud's goal was fantastic tonight. It was superb. The technique shown was amazing. As we've seen, that he has great technique when it comes to finishing. However, until that goal, he was fucking awful. Another one, it was fucking awful. Yeah. Like, I scrolled through Twitter and just the hatred that I saw for Walcott and Giroud. And, you know, you can get on these players back if they had a couple of games, but against Watford, Giroud was shit again. And I know maybe that's only a couple of games, but, you know, if he wants to be staking his claim for the first team, then he has to be doing things in these games. Like I said, we can say that he scored a great goal. He has scored a great goal. It was a superb goal. But up to that point, his hold-up play was fucking atrocious.
Before I come to you, Josh, on the Wilshere, just read a few of the things. The Walrus says, Jack scares people when he dribbles at them. We saw that many times tonight. Jove put he still needs an extend to his contract though. Rachel says she loves the hope. West London Gooner, Wilshere looks a class better than Xhaka. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I can't. Someone, Stan the Man here, has said that we've got to start playing. Yeah, we've got to start playing Jack over El Neni. I agree. I agree. Like I was thinking watching the game tonight. El Neni he's a good player when it comes to being able to pick a pass and find someone, but none of his passes are attacking enough. They're always sideways. Do you remember Danielson, who got the nickname the Crab? And it's very similar to him. It's all backwards, sideward passes, nothing forward, nothing defense splitting. You know, I mean, you've got a player like Theo Walcott. Utilize his pace, play the ball between the defenders. Jack Wilshere, whenever he plays the ball, he always plays attacking passes. That's what you need. You need someone their link-up play is going to be superb. Jack Wilshere brings that to this team in spades. If you put Jack Wilshere in the team over Mohamed El Neni, I can guarantee you Arsenal would score more goals because he would make more opportunities.
That's the exact point, like you're saying, that Stan has made. Oscar says, hello, guys. What a great team goal. Vintage Wenger ball. Thomas from Norway. That's a name I've not seen before. He says, this is so wrong. And Rachel says, Wiltshire, spelling it wrong. She spelt the county. Yeah, good lad. Josh, your thoughts on Wilshere? And are we getting to the point now where he's playing full night? Because the last couple of Europa League games, come the hour mark, he was starting to breathe out of his arse. Now he's gone the full 90 minutes. He started to tire towards the late 70s, early 80 minutes. But people stop saying now, oh, it's only a League Cup, oh, it's only Europa League games. Because sometimes those away games, Eastern European teams, they're no mugs, are they? You're not going to go there and just walk through them. And that's what he was doing tonight. He was brilliant.
Yeah, I think if he comes into the first team, he can certainly offer us something. I think Gim's been saying that for the past 5-10 minutes, that he should be starting for us. The only thing I would argue is where I'd start him. I'd keep Xhaka in the team. I'd keep El Neni as well, but I'd play him further forward. So you've got Ozil up there, who I think we've missed recently. Iwobi has been good, but hasn't been able to play that same level of through ball that you can get from Mesut Ozil. And Alexis Sanchez is just flattering to be deceiving. He's not the same player that he was last season. So personally, I'd be playing Jack behind striker with Ozil, behind a Lacazette or a Giroud, depending on who we're playing. But yeah, personally, I'd be playing him instead of Alexis.
We've got the Arsenal shirt there telling people to go look at their channel. If you're the Arsenal shirt that me and Gimli are friends with, prove that you are by telling me what national team you support. If not, then don't keep tweeting as messaging for people to look at your channel. If you're the one we know, then people go have a look at your channel. If you're not, then you shouldn't really do that. James just made this joke to Colonial Cannon, Shredder, earlier. Question, what do you call an elevator that goes sideways? Answer, an elevator. Oh, God. Can't say that with tooth missing. It's terrible. Right, next point we're going to move on to. Yeah, I agree with what you were saying there, Josh. Free kick from us, drifted left over, out for a corner. Jack takes it, and it comes to nothing. We've already discussed the corners. First half thoughts are that Giroud and Walcott won't be pushing for first team chances with displays like that tonight. Anyone want to say anything about the first half, Josh, before we move on?
I was glad when it finished. Put it that way.
What did you do at half time, Josh?
I think I made dinner.
What did you have?
I had chips and chicken dippers because I couldn't bother to make anything proper.
Oh, Gimli, what did you do? What did you think about the first half, and what did you do at half time? If it involves stuff that may well be illegal, best you don't say it.
Well, no, I'll still say it. I should say hello to Bar as well. He's just hello. Nice to see me. So I'll say hello to him back. What did I do for the first half? I was very, very, very difficult to not fall asleep, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know if anyone else watched the same shit as I did.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was interesting with all the new players and all the new interactions between players and things people were trying. You
must have been watching a different game to me because I was fucking bored to tears.
Are you sure you weren't watching Nice Lazio? Because I think they scored in the first 10 minutes. It was a crazy game, that one.
So Everton are losing 1-0 already. No, I like to see it when different. That's why I used to like League Cup games when I used to go, because you'd see new players playing in new positions, and that's when you really get a chance to see what we got other than first team, because everybody knows what all the first team players do. So what did you do at half time, Gim?
What did I do at half time? I bought the laptop upstairs. I fabricated a Coke box to fit over my head, like I am the only governor. And I fed me fish.
Oh, what did you feed them?
They had some bloodworms, and they had some algae wafers, and they had a little bit of flake as well. And I'm just blanching some courgette downstairs, and they're going to have that overnight.
Fucking, I'll tell you what, they live the life, don't they? I'd get in there with them. Right, second half, 46 minutes. A good attack from someone I don't know, because at half time I was getting the show ready and doing the JPEG file, which you see when we tweet it. So I was doing that. Plus, Sean was messaging me. She does this thing because the only WhatsApp message I get is her going when she was 4, "You are the weaky link, goodbye." So I got that over and over and over and over about 12 times. And then she was texting me 3 times. Then she was doing more of that. So I sent her a voicemail message saying on WhatsApp, "Fuck off." And that was it. And then she tried to ring me. So I was doing all that lot during the half time. I was getting stressed because she was doing it to deliberately piss me off. And I hate it when people do that. Well, she's the only one who can do it because everything else is muted. So that was my half time. Very stressful. So that a good attack from X had a go at goal. Now, I don't know who that was. It could have been Willock, Nelson, or the other player who plays on the left side. Because, again, SD TV picture, I couldn't make out shit on it. Where we go, 49 minutes, a more lively start to the second half. Josh, was it just me, or did they make a concerted effort to make more of an effort for the beginning of the second half?
Yeah, I think what also helped was Red Star came out as well. They were playing a bit more progressively in that first half, so there were more spaces for us to get into spaces and break them down, really. But obviously that made it a bit more nervy for that half, because I think they really did start to attack us. We've seen it again in the Premier League, and when we've played other lower sides, that if they go in at 0-0, kind of galvanises their squad, and they think they can go for it, nick a goal, and keep us out for the rest of the second half. But yeah, I think overall it did get a bit nervy early on.
Little Gimli. The usual way is in the Champions League, which we've been in since before you went through puberty. We'd get through the early stages of the group games, and then the last couple of games we play our reserves and our youths, and that's why you go and look through the history of Arsenal players who've made 2 or 3. Like to Andy Kelly's website, it's got every single Arsenal player that's made their debut in chronological order, and some of the players that have made Champions League games, then they are never seen again. What we're going to do, because we've now got 9 out of 9, 1 more win, and then the last 2 games, who are we going to play? The ladies team? Because we've already used up all the half decent youth players. Who's going to get a game?
I don't go. Thing is, once we've qualified, it's not as important who you play, is it? I mean,
we go all out kids. I say kids, youths.
Yeah, didn't he do it against Olympiacos one year? Was it
Twice, I think.
Olympiacos?
Yeah, they beat us 3-1.
Yeah, and
well,
do you know what? I actually have no problem with him going out and fielding all kids if we're already through. If the job's done, I can see it. There's no point playing first team players that could get injured, because I'd be the first twat that sits there and go, "Oh, why have you played him for when we're already through?" Absolute waste of time. But until we're through, I think you've got you can't underestimate anyone in Europe. We did it against Dynamo the other year, and got shown up for it. I think you've got to take this competition seriously. It is going to be, and I don't care what anyone says, this is going to be our way into the Champions League, because we were all told, weren't we, that we could do a year without Champions League. We weren't told we could do 2 years, and I think it's really important for the future of Arsenal Football Club to make Champions League. But yeah, if it gets down to the last 2 games and we've qualified, by all means, put fucking Arsene Wenger's sister or brother or whoever in. I don't care, as long as we get through.
Well, the return leg for this is on Thursday, obviously, the 2nd of November, 8:05. We play Red Star Belgrade, not Servina Zvezda, however the fuck you say that. But Red Star Belgrade.
Oi! Your fucking daughter is in this chat group, and she's just told me to shut up.
Fucking hell! What is she doing? Where? Don't tell Gimli. Gimli knows where we live, child.
I'm here giving up my hard-earned time.
Yeah. Shall I make her moderator then, if she can just ban everyone?
Yeah. No.
Too much power.
Kick her out, Danny. Kick her out.
We were just saying that the message. Tell everybody what the message I sent you at half-time after you sent me 20 fucking messages. What I told you. Yes. Right. Next part we're going to go on to is every time I go to my notes screen on my phone, it goes all the way down to the last pissing one again, not where I left it. 31 minutes, Josh. Theo fell over. Their left back got booked. What do you think to that?
Well, he was looking for it, wasn't he?
Slightly.
Steele, Walcott, whatever. That's what he does.
The only real thing he had in this game was getting someone booked. Lovely.
Hey, Coquelin did it as well. They're all coming back. That's what they're showing.
Did Coquelin do it though with that elbow? Because he did have a bit of a black eye, didn't he? I was straight out the blocks with that one, calling him a fucking embarrassment. And then on came his shiner on television. I'm like, fucking delete that tweet quick enough. Delete that fucking tweet.
Don't put coys in here, Sean. That means someone's told Sean to put COYA. Oh no, yeah, that's Cam.
Danny, just fucking banner. Just banner.
Yes. You awful child. I've rented your room out. Get fucked. Ren's moving in. Okay, Theo. Jack covering all over the pitch, often drifting wide left, always looking for space. Now that's a note I made. That is very impressive. Where am I up to? I've done the free kick bit. Lots of possession. I'd gone back to 20-odd minutes with the Jack comment. Fucking hell, my phone. Great run down the middle from Jack. Fouled, free kick. Nelson saying, fuck off, I'm taking this. Kicked it at the wall. Next time, he should be told to fuck off. Cock sides down one of their players to stop a quick break. I thought that was a really good thing from Cock. That's what he's there to do. He's there to cock block. Don't hashtag that. 65th minute, yet another counter-attack break. Stopped as Jack had the ball. 67th minute, another corner from Jack. Ends in a counter-attack from them, which they did that quite a lot tonight, didn't they, Josh? They were very quick on the counter-attack. If they'd have had someone decent, they could have caused us more trouble.
Yeah, I was getting flashbacks of like 2009 Man United breaking against us and coming out in a cold sweat. But luckily, they didn't really amount to anything. We've got a lot of pace in that team as well. We saw Maitland-Niles really show that across the whole of the Europa League campaign so far.
Oh, Gim, talking about, as people know, we have Ashley Maitland-Niles.
Conservative.
And we have quite a few double-barreled surname players. There's another one today that we haven't got to. This will be a good one. Try not to be racist. He's got the shirt number 3. His name is Geordie. So far, not giving anything away. His surname is OSEI-TUTU. OC22. Well, what party will he be for?
So let me get this straight. We've got Maitland-Niles Conservative.
Oh, yes.
Who's Labour?
Hold on, I'm just going to go to the under-23s thing.
It's not Jeff Rennie Adelaide, is it?
No.
He's
just the Jeff.
Oh yeah, of course.
He doesn't need a name. Right, starting at the first tier of the under-23s, we have Aussie Tutu, Peglu Unpronounceable, Maitland Niles. We've got Jeff Rennie. Oh no, it's the under-18s team, isn't it? One that we got coming through. Let's go and load the under-18s page. Bear with us, people.
Otman Oldwell. Is it that one? The one that was at Swindon?
Otwell. I think he is the bring back the H.G. Wells time machine party. Daley Campbell, Gimli.
Oh, he has got Lib Dem written all over him.
Okay, that is Vontae Daley Campbell. We also have Bailey, spelt B-A-Y-L-I. You need a slap, son. And I think, fuck me, has he got a triple-barreled surname? Bailey Alexander Spencer Adams.
Well, that's clearly Monster Raving Looney Party because he's off his tip.
A triple hyphen. I've never heard the likes. He's only 16. Time to change. The next one we have got is Smith Row. Working Man's Party.
I was going to say, that's a place, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, here we go. The Ministry of Sound Party is Tyrese John Jules, who is my personal favourite. 16 years old, 3 goals in 4 games for the under-18s. And, so what do people in the chat box think that what party will... Here we go. What's his name? Geordie Aussie Tutu. What party is he going to represent? We need to know. Are they putting anything in there, Gimli?
No. So, I mean, someone's put, what about Kyle Walker's Peters?
That's weird, isn't it? They get rid of a right back called Kyle Walker and they get one called Kyle Walker Peters. If they sell him, they'll have to get a triple barrel surname someone.
Does he like dogs as much as Kyle Walker does?
Oh, Dom's there. Oh, here we go. Dom, I need to ban Sean. She's been a tit. Oh, Hassan's there as well. Another one of her mates up there.
She seems to me, Danny, since she's gone away, she's hanging around with some right nonces.
Right nonces. The fucking... Oh, here we go. Nina. Communist Party. Is that the one we're going to go with? Is it going to be Aussie Tutu Communist Party?
Communist Party. I think it's Communist Party.
That's what we're going to stick with. Right. So remember that lot, because in the next fucking podcast, we will have forgotten. Wilshere, 76-minute Wilshere run at the defence, played it wide, then to Giroud, who did a quick flick, 1-2 to absolutely fucking no one, Gimli. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I missed that. I must have been
down towards the right-hand side. And Jack come across over to their left-hand side, passed it into Giroud. Giroud then passed it back out towards the corner flag, and there was nobody there. Well, if you didn't see it, Josh, what was he playing at?
Remember when one of our players got caught out by the dog that was running along the billboard? I thought he was doing something a bit like that.
Was that the 1932 FA Cup final?
No, that was the Emirates last season, I think, when we had the advert of the walking dog in the billboard. I remember one of our youth players trying to play a pass to it.
Did he?
Yeah, mental. I have to find that video somewhere.
I'm surprised Alexis Sanchez didn't try to fucking take it home.
Adopted it. If anybody can find that, I'd love to see that. All right, we're moving on because we've been doing this shit now for, 52 minutes. Here we go, Gimli, one for you. 79th minute, foul on the cock bleeding, which is a problem I know you personally had. We don't want to go into there. Bloke got sent off. Bloke just jumped early and left his elbow, caught cock in the eye socket, a second yellow. Now, do you agree with me where I think that if he wouldn't have really been on a yellow, possibly give him a yellow, but something like that to get a second yellow and get the bloke sent off, if you had to be neutral about it, what would you say?
I would say, if I had to be neutral about it, but it didn't look like there was much contact there. Obviously there was, because he had a bit of a shiner. But the way he went down and covered his face, then I presume he looked at the bench. It was very David Luiz to me, wasn't it? It was very, we'll try and waste some time here. It's one of those things that happens in football, doesn't it? I'm not condoning the fact that it happened. Obviously, he did get hit in the face. He got elbowed in the face. So there was contact. But his actions afterwards were a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, Loki73 says the same thing. Do you agree, Josh?
Well, yeah. Initially, when I saw it, I thought, "Wow, he's played for that to try and get the fella sent
Then I
off."
saw a bit of blood and thought, oh.
Yeah, then we saw that he got a bit of an egg on the side of his face. So there obviously was contact. You know, you can't elbow someone in the face. Just tell Andy Carroll that. So yeah, it's a second yellow. I don't think there's anything we can say more to that. I think Coquelin certainly played up to it by making sure the medical team came straight on, but you know, that's pretty close to his eye, and he's pretty thick, so maybe he thought his eye had fallen out.
Maybe he's got the thing that Gimli's fish had. Nina says, question, what about the dive, in brackets, not sure if you talked about that since I got here late. Did we haven't? What dive? Anyone know what she's on about?
The Richarlison one?
The what?
The one from Watford?
Yeah.
Or I can't remember there being one there. That would have been something interesting in the first half.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Someone's messing with me. You can swear in there, people. Chili Doctor says, Danny, how would you pronounce Zohaib? I've no idea. JH, Cock made a meal of it. Cock meal. Now we're talking with gravy. Chips and peas. Looks like a drama queen in real time. West London Goon. On a scale of 0 to 10, do you think Walcott still likes Bitty?
Definitely.
He likes to sit on someone's lap and have full bitty, no fucking questions. Stephen says he got whacked, but it certainly wasn't a red. I think it was a little bit unlucky. Red Star dive in the box at 80 plus minutes, says Mr. Squires. Carla Willis has put a couple of hearts. Excellent. So I honestly do not remember the 80th minute dive. The only thing, like a bit of action in the box that I saw was when El Neni was down there holding off their striker. And I remember thinking, oh, he's got to be careful here because I wouldn't put it past El Neni to grab hold of him and pull him to the floor.
Danny, Simon Morin asked, and it's the second time he's asked it,
yeah, the
Adidas kit deal? Is there anything in that?
We don't know. That's not our department, is it? All we do is come on here and talk bollocks. If you want some actual proper information, you need to go and ask at Lord Hillwood or at PR_ who are you, or possibly at Simon Collins. There be the three from ABW that will know about shit like that.
That's the second or... Oh, sorry, Danny.
Oh, that's all right, go on.
I was going to say, it's the second or third time an Adidas deal has been mooted in the past 6 months or so about us buying out our Puma contract. Various things. It's probably got legs.
Chili Doctor said, that's exactly how you would pronounce it, Danny. Yes, it is, because I am not an accent racist. Well, I am actually a certain friend. Oh, hello, Lily. Sean's in the chat box, Lily. Sean is. She's there. You don't understand how the internet works, do you? No, you don't. She has the cat has fucking no idea. Just so you know, Sean, Lily's there. Dora's over there asleep on the cat box. Betty's asleep over there. And Bergie, who was in a minute. And next door's cat was in here. And Mookie was talking to it and being nice to it. So get a knife, kill the fucking thing. All right, we're getting to the end of the game here. If I stick to some PayPal. Oh, Pitto sent us some more money. Oh, excellent. If anybody wants to send us any money, go to the website, go to donations, because at the moment we have no money. We're actually £12 overdrawn. Actually,
and we should actually say, Danny, although we're not going to announce it, I've tweeted a few tweets from the podcast account this week because we have a big one on the line, don't we? I'm not revealing it. But I'm just saying that this is an exclusive for the radio show. On the 30th, right, of this month, we will be interviewing a big ex-player.
Oh, dear. Sounds good. Sounds wonderful.
Does sound wonderful. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You could show a little bit more.
I'm trying to hold restraint and not do a little sexy dance because I know who it is. When are we going to announce it? On Monday? On the podcast?
We're going to announce it on Monday's show because I'm back and forth with the people who represent this guy, and contracts need to be signed and printed off and sent back.
All I'm going to say is a few people have said who it is, but also a few people have just said, is it Franny Jeffers?
No, it's not Franny Jeffers. It's something that's...
You gave away a very good clue, and I think a couple of people have got it, so that is going to be spreading around.
I gave a good clue on Twitter, didn't I?
Yeah, and I think a couple of people have got it. But yeah, we'll be confirming it on Monday.
It's not a Bouet. It's not Pascal Saigon. Can we give them a clue?
Go on then. We've actually got to sign a contract, haven't we?
We have got to sign a contract where, like, I'll say it because we're always open with our listeners, right? That you guys might think that we've sold our soul, but we haven't. Well, we have for 3 months.
Yeah.
So if you see the odd tweet endorsing stuff from our podcast account, it is because we have secured the gentleman that we're going to speak to on the 30th, and it is purely for your own pleasure. So we like to try and give you the best guests here. We've got 2 more ex-pros lined up who are going to come on together, and that would be a good one. But this one is just so knock it out of the park. I think you'll love it.
I'm just going to go and see how many trophies this person is an international. He has won. Bloody hell. He has won the First Division. He's won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup on many occasions. He's won the League Cup, the Charity Shield, the Cup Winners' Cup, and yes, there you go.
Not Perry Groves. Formerly, Nozza says Perry Groves. We've done Perry Groves. Perry Groves is in the past.
Yeah, in the past. Perry was brilliant. He was like, I get all my information. I get it off of Wikipedia. Perry was getting it he was getting lineups, minutes of goals, and he was getting it all out of his head. It's brilliant. No, Ray Parlour, we'd love Ray Parlour. Don't worry, it's only Ray Parlour. How long have we been going on this shenanigans?
I promise that Ray Parlour is mine next, but it's not Ray Parlour. But same era.
Ian Wright will never do it, because although he told Gimli that if he gets enough tweets he will do it, he's since said that he can't do it because then he'll have to come on every single one. Oh, and Dom is going to be the one from ABW joining me and Gimli and possibly one other. So Dom, we told him not sure what time of day we're getting it, but Dom said he's try and do his best to be there. Merson, no, I don't think we'd want Merson because I just called him a fucking idiot.
He's a Chelsea fan anyway.
He is a Chelsea fan, but he only brought that out once Chelsea started winning stuff. That's quite strange. Here you go. One for you, Josh. Bit tactics-wise, when they got their player off, should we have moved El Neni into a defensive midfield role and then pushed up a little bit more to try and get the goal?
Yeah, it was only a 10-minute spell. I thought Wenger would have made a more aggressive change. But I think where El Neni was playing anyway, it was allowing us to push quite high up. I think eventually for the goal, we did play quite a few players up high in the field anyway. It wasn't necessarily El Nene that was stepping forward. But I would have looked at switching him and Coquelin around anyway, because I think he offers a lot more in the final third, especially for that period of the game when you're pushing for an extra goal.
Yeah. I did think that at times it was like watching the Italian football of the 80s when they used to have a sweeper defender. No, what's it called? Is it an anchor? Yeah, the player who plays in front of the
sweeper.
Line
Sweeper.
It's the anchor. Sweeper plays behind the 2 main defenders.
I thought Sweeper played in front.
Does he?
No, his sweeper's behind.
Yeah,
he's the one that would step up to play offside.
Yeah, so it's the anchor that anchors the defence, the centre backs to the central midfielders. So I thought a couple of times he did that. Oh, fucking someone's only gone and got it. I got Stepanovs. Oh, we've had Jimmy Carter on, Loki. He was very good, lovely bloke.
Jimmy Carter is a lovely bloke, actually. He's a joker, isn't he? As old Jimmy Carter. He's great.
Dave Hillier will be back as well, and he's bringing a mate with him.
He is bringing a mate from his playing days. And it's not Ian Selly. No,
although I was talking to Ian Selly, and before he went out to Saudi Arabia to work for Arsenal's academy out there, he was going to come on.
I see someone else has got it.
Oh, here we go. Alexis Sanchez. I don't know if that's you, boss, but if it is, you can be as lazy as you want. You still get my full support. He says, Danny or Josh, would you replace Ozil with Fekir? Fekir already has 8 goals and 3 assists in 12 games this season. Well, my quick thought on that. If you watch French football, I know it's a feeder league of substandard teams and players, but the man who made Lacazette look the player that he is Fekir, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, he's just coming back to form as well after having a pretty dodgy injury spell off the back of last season and the other season prior when him and Lacazette were really on fire. But yeah, he is one of the candidates to replace Mesut. I'm still not entirely sure that Mesut Ozil will leave the club.
I hope he does. But Fekir would be my first choice.
But yeah, Fakir's up there with their Draxler as well. I would look at from the feeder league.
Rahul, sir, you have tickled me pink there with your Franco Baresi comment. Magnificent player. He would be in my starting 11 almost every single time. And left back, I would have Maldini, although in his later career he did play centre back.
Danny, I'll answer Rudy's question. Last try, Danny. Giroud's goal tonight or the scorpion kick?
That's what I'm just going to read a couple of the other bits. Loki, Gus Caesar or Chris White. Loki, did you know that when Chris White went to play indoor American soccer, as they call it, he was top goal scorer. He got 20-odd goals in a season in that. So 84th minute, goal. I've put Giroud. Wilshere goes past three players, passes it to Theo, Theo to Jack, Theo to Giroud, who is facing away from goal and overhead kicks it into the goal. Was he falling over or was that his plan, Gimli? If you want to talk us through the goal in a little bit more detail.
I thought it was a great goal. The move started by Jack Wilshere running through two players, which the commentators said that's just so Jack Wilshere, and I agree. He's always willing to take players on, and I love that about his game and his close control and his one-touch football. And it was just a superb goal, wasn't it? Did Giroud mean it? Yes, I think he did. I think he meant every bit of it. We've seen him do that kind of thing a couple of times now. Didn't he score like a bicycle kick against? Who was it against? But it was he was on his side, and he scored it, and it went the bottom left-hand corner. But it's again a superb goal. But yes, he did mean it. Definitely 100% meant it. It was a fantastic goal, and he does score some great goals. And he probably that goal probably saved him from me sitting here and calling him a useless French wanky twat.
Lovely. Josh, do you agree with Mr. Gimli? I mean, you should do. He's in charge.
Yes, I always agree with Gimli.
Was the right answer.
Chase bullies us. He's one in control of everything.
Yeah, I've got to agree with my fellow Ginger as well.
Oh, fuck off. I ain't Ginger. Look.
You're not going to drop your pants and show us your lady muff, are you? Not again. We got banned last time you did that. Has he stopped making? Oh no, I'm on looking at the YouTube channel. Oh, I thought you'd gone.
No.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we all agree. Magnificent goal from Giroud, and are we agreeing that he meant that? Gimli says yes. I say probably. Josh.
Yeah, he definitely means it. The way it comes over, and he purposely drops his shoulder to be able to hook it in. I don't think he means to hook it like he does, but he's certainly going for an overhead, definitely. And we know that he's got the technique to do it. We've seen, as Gimli said, he's got the bicycle kick in his locker. And we saw the scorpion kick last season, which I think is a better goal, the scorpion kick, because the way that comes onto him is just incredible. Both wonderful pieces of improvisation, but the scorpion kick's a better goal.
Apparently, whoever's using Sean's phone reckons that Messi, Usame, Dembele, and Suarez will come to West Ham. Who knew? Puskas 2018, Noma. Is that the award? Right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Does that play with the Ballon d'Or, play of the year or something?
No, it's goal of the year. Giroud's in the final three for this season with the Scorpion goal. The aforementioned Scorpion goal, and everybody should vote for it.
So we've won the Charity Shield, the FA Cup, the Emirates Trophy, some bit of tap from Australia, and the Puskás golden goal. That could be 5. That could be our best season ever. What a way to end it. Right, so I've put 87th minute. They attack Elneny blocks, but carefully so they can't go down for a penalty, because in slow motion that already happened in my head. Kokov for Ben Sheaf, Willikov for McGain, McGowaney, and then 90. Jack took a hard tackle from behind, and was fine. Now that made me smile. Good. Are you off, Bubba? Love Bubba. Be good. Don't talk to boys. Okay, so we're starting with you, Josh. What was your 3 main positives from tonight?
I would go with the performance of Petr Cech. I think I've been one of his biggest critics across the seasons. I think he did really well in this game. I enjoyed the Giroud goal. And one other. I do think Jack Wilshere did well in everything but set piece taking, which if he makes it into the first team, we've got better players that can play from dead ball situations. So I don't think that's necessarily a requirement of his if he makes it up there. But yeah, those are my 3 positives.
Gimli, your 3 main positives from tonight's display?
My 3 main positives. First one would be Giroud's goal because it was an absolute treat to the eyeballs. My second positive would be Jack Wilshere getting a 90 minutes and impressing. And my third would probably be Reiss Nelson putting in an absolutely solid performance. And I really do think he's on to big things.
Jolly good. Right. If you don't want to put your questions in the box, we might be able to read them out as you put them in. I'll start off with from Mr. V. Do you think Troy Deeney will be talking about cojones after Watford finish outside the top 10? Josh?
I don't care what that man has to say. He batters students and his eyes are too far apart.
He's an ugly, ugly bastard. But he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he?
I don't care.
No, his son's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, it's been said that he's an Arsenal fan as well. I mean, we do have some extremely ugly Arsenal fans, and he's no exception. Yeah, what do you reckon to that question, Gim?
I actually thought that Troy Deeney coming out after the game and speaking at length was actually quite refreshing. Of course, it's never nice to hear him say the things that he said, but I think it was nice to hear from another point of view from someone that was actually down there playing the Arsenal team what they thought of them. It's only what we've been saying so far. I don't disagree with too much that he said, apart from that Bellerin hair comment, which just fuck off, you're a wanker. And I think overall he is a wanker. But I do agree. Arsenal lack bottle in big games. They lack fight. They have no real leaders. These are all things that we know. And if we can see them, why can't Arsene Wenger see them?
I have to say, we've started bringing in leaders. Kolasinac, Xhaka's was captain of Borussia Mönchengladbach and captain of the national team. I think we've started bringing in more leaders. We've got Petr Cech as well. However ropey he's been, he's definitely a voice in that dressing room.
Thing is, do you know what? I watched the game the other day against Man United with the Van Nistelrooy penalty. And I see so many leaders on that football pitch with Lauren, Keown, you've got Vieira. Just so... Yeah, exactly. You've got so many leaders in that team. Someone that you think, you know what, if a nasty challenge is put in, he's going to fucking absolutely knock the shit out of him. And I only really see that with Kolasinac because I think the hostile nature to Xhaka's game is being coached out of him.
I think the referee situation has definitely neutered him from that first season where he just got red cards left, right, and centre. Not necessarily fairly.
That was well out of order. He shouldn't have been.
Just Rachel K. Yes. She said, "Does Matthew equal Gimli?" Then I'm new. Yeah, well, you can call me Matt.
Little voice.
Fuck you.
Right, West London Goon says Big Sam to Chelsea after they sacked Conte. Oh, imagine that. Not a chance. Do you two think he will?
Think he will? What? Sorry, Danny.
Do you think Big Sam will go and be Chelsea manager if they sack Conte?
I did see someone put about him and the US national team. Do you know what? I genuinely think, and I don't hate Fat Sam. I think he's a bit of a dick. Yeah. But in terms of football management I think he could be a breath of fresh air for the US team, because one thing he will give, or one thing he will make, is a team that will battle. Like I said, he's not one that puts out, well, not shit teams, but teams that lack fight. They always fight for every ball. I think.
He's not a yes man like the current England manager and all the other ones.
So someone like him or Winky Harry Redknapp would do a great job for the US team, and I think that would probably bring US football on 10 years, because the shower of shit that they've got at the moment. I genuinely, we know from doing this podcast how many great Americans we have that love football, and I would call it soccer, but I'm not pandering to you. I'm sorry, it is football. But the amount of people that we have the American fan base of Arsenal alone. And you think that they watch their international team like we watch it. Well, I don't watch mine; it's fucking full of spunts. But and they're proud in their national team, and what they're being given is absolute dog shit, and they deserve better.
Lovely. It's all kicked off. The fans are getting involved. Oh, lovely! That's wonderful. The Lyon goalkeeper was pushed off of the pitch into the hoarding, got up. Then he started shoving and pushing, and then it all went over to the barriers, and one of the fans was trying to grab hold of the players and pull him into the crowd. What is this prick? Oh, it's a Lyon player going mental. Oh, it's not. It's an Everton player. Anyway, that's going to kick off. Yeah, I think you're right, Gim. Jove82 says, Debuchy comeback was one of my highlights of the evening, which is, it's good, because don't forget, he was France's #1 choice right back at the time, I think, or thereabouts. What else have we put? Squires have put, we are fucking terrible. Low key. One thing Fat Sam will do is make money. Noza has put, Big Sam is a better organizer than Arson. Gordon says, talking about me. I don't know what you're on about.
I think Big Sam gets more out of players than what Arsene Wenger does.
He would do, get their respect. Otherwise, he's going to beat the fuck out of you. Boy 10 asks, how do we completely incapable of finding DM that we need? I think there's a shortage of them in football really now, unless you when you look at the likes of Kante, that's the kind of role that he does. But oh geez, that is terrible. Who is that? Oh, it's Williams. I said that in a very high pitched voice. Williams shoved the goalkeeper off the pitch, and then he's getting stuck into Titty. Oh dear, nice. West London.
Good for him.
Like Rudy Williams needs to be shown the red card. Lucky to escape. He certainly does. I think that'll do us, won't it, gents? We've been going for. Going to move the mouse to the end. 1 hour and 15 minutes.
How have we managed to get an hour and 15 minutes out of that?
I think it was 15 minutes the actual game.
I think the rest of it was just talking bollocks and telling Sean to piss off. Here we go. Bradley Tucker. Arsenal should buy Nzonzi or Guaye. Nzonzi is at Sevilla at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, and Gay is the one from Everton.
Oh, I've got him on FIFA.
He stats really well, and he's better than Kante in terms of creativeness.
Oh, here we go. JH. Asked Don why it rains in Vancouver so much. I'm visiting it, and it's rained for a week. Where did you go there, Josh?
I went there in July and it didn't rain at all. It was 29 degrees when I was there. It was fucking horrible because it was too hot.
Did you meet up with Dom?
I didn't, no. I was out there for a wedding.
The likes of him.
No, yeah, to be fair, he'd be slumming it down here if he came to see me.
Yes. They were the days. Right, so everybody, we're going to go now. Oh, Tutti Frutti asked, well, you've luckily... No, actually... Tutti Frutti, you've been a dickhead. So
did I see that you you've deleted his comment now? Was he just being a bit of a bellend?
He just kept offside, and then he was putting Arsenal, but with little turds between all the letters. And quite frankly, you're being a tit, so bugger off. Probably be back later.
I feel sorry for you, Joe V82. But Gimli, imagine living in Belgium with a national team made out of Chelsea, Man United, Man City, and Tottenham players.
That's why I don't support the England team, because it's full of all them cunts. Sam Redknapp, responsible for managing small teams and wheeler dealing. Wenger gets the hit when he's done a lot more than both of them in 10 lifetimes. I suppose he does, but we are talking about
true.
American
Paul Merson did say that Redknapp could win the league over Wenger.
He couldn't win the league in fucking FIFA, let alone in real life. Fucking idiot. No. On that wonderful note, Josh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Yes, and Gimli, how did your debut go?
Oh, I've had a wonderful time. Someone's asked me if I skateboard. No, I don't.
Because he fucking doesn't.
I can barely drive. No, actually, I'm a good driver.
In a straight line. So, if you've took you 156 shows to make your debut, will you be back for show 312?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Who have we got on Monday? It's Jeff Arsenal, Goonaholic, and Carl the Underground Man, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And we'll be talking a little bit about this game, which won't be too much, and then the Everton game. and making the big announcement about Igor Stepanovs. Oh, fuck, I've given it away.
For fuck's sake, Danny.
Shit. Right then, you two, say goodbye, because we're going to go.
I'll just say one last thing for Simon Moran as well.
Yeah.
Right, like skateboarders as well. If I knew anyone of ISIS, that's where I'd send them, to a skate park.
Oh, how about if you knew any cyclists? You do them yourself.
Oi, leave cyclists alone.
Oh, you don't,
Oh,
do you?
dear.
Bearing in mind your answer here could be your last appearance.
I work for a cycling company.
Oh my God.
I got 3 of the fuckers.
As a huge fan of the Tour de France.
You've got 3 bikes.
Yeah.
Why do you need 3 bikes?
For 3 different applications. We can go into this offline.
What's wrong with the first one?
Well, I might need another one. 7 days of the week.
Not all road surfaces are the same, Gimli.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
only got 1 car. Why? Because I only need 1 car. I don't think.
And that's fucking
Oh, I
annoying.
don't think that's going to be good enough today. I'll take the other one. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was rich, I probably would have another one, and it wouldn't be a Ford C-Max. But
Sometimes it's nice to have more than 1 car. I'll show you a photo when I have 3 Mercs all on the driveway, all mine.
you don't even drive one.
No, it's because me fucking
Yeah,
elbow.
at least
now,
I
I'm too
ride my
fat.
3 bikes. He can't drive. He doesn't drive any of his cars.
I've only got 1 car and 1 van now. I say van, it's not a van, it's a
He's got
MPV.
2 cars.
We've got a bike park near us because we're up in the hills. I
we've
hate
got
them.
bike
I
park.
literally, whenever I pass a cyclist, I'll spit out the window.
I'll let you know. A couple of my mates are going up there tomorrow.
What,
Oh.
the one near Merthyr?
Yeah, Bike Park Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, tell me where they are. I'll run them over. I mean,
I'll let you know.
no, that's going to get me in trouble.
Entertainment purposes only, Gimli.
Yeah, entertainment purposes only. I've never hit anyone with my vehicle.
Right, lovely. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We have been a Bergkamp Wonderland radio show. Join us on Monday when Gimli will be in charge again. Nanu, nanu, cheeky monkeys. Bye-bye.
Good night.